All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? My name is Denonu, and in this video here, we're going to be talking about the finale or the conclusion of Wandavision here. And it was pretty decent. If I had to, give my honest opinion, which I always do, I think it was damn good. It's exactly what I was expecting it to do. It wrapped up its story, set up some more stuff going in the future, and didn't really have a whole lot of qualms about it. Just have a couple nitpicks here and there. I wish that the book, the Darkhold, I guess the MCU's version of the Darkhold, kind of looked like the Darkhold from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Since that was kind of liberally attached to the MCU. And then they kind of just forgot it existed. But outside of that, I wish I'd have seen Doctor Strange in there, at least at some point towards the end, like kind of like a Easter egg kind of sort of thing to help lead into his next movie with Wanda and everything, the Multiverse of Madness. And I guess they kind of had an end credit scene that kind of led into that, where Wanda was just, I guess, studying the Darkhold, the same way Doctor Strange was, except when she was doing it, I kind of thought it was like the astral projection thing, kind of like what Doctor Strange was doing, because that's how he learned magic super fast in his movie. But astral projection is where he would meditate and then do that, where Wanda was kind of like, oh, I'm just strong enough to do it without having the need to meditate. So I'm guessing that's what that was. And I'm guessing she's going to fiddle around with that, because usually in the comics, the Darkhold is kind of, how would I explain it? It can corrupt you and whoever reads it. Like, there's several copies of the, certain pages out of the Darkhold. There's several magical items or books in the comics that could, corrupt people and stuff. The Darkhold was kind of like the one big magic book. It was kind of like Marvel's Necronomicon from like the Evil Dead series and stuff like that. So anybody who reads it, eventually the book will corrupt you. You become evil. It opens up your body to spirits and just causes all kinds of evil stuff to happen, really. So I'm guessing that's what's going to happen with Wanda. She's reading the Darkhold because she thinks it can teach her about magic or chaos magic in particular. And I guess it can, but I'm guessing something's going to go horribly wrong. Maybe she's going to learn a spell where it's like, oh, I can bring my actual brother back, or something like that. Or I can bring Vision back, or something like that. Because if I remember right, when it came to White Vision, she didn't know that White Vision still remembered all of his memories and stuff from his fight with Fake Vision. And I was kind of, when they were kind of wrapping up the family plot line in the story and they were all saying their goodbyes, I was like, are you just not going to tell her that, hey, look, I fixed Vision, go find your man, He just didn't do that. So I'm guessing that it's going to be one of those things where she's going to find out that he's still there, and maybe she's going to try to magic him and fix him some kind of way, or she's going to try to find a multiverse out there that has a Vision and kind of give him that Gamora treatment where, hey, look, just come over to my side, and you can be my Vision. Or maybe she's going to read the book to learn how to do chaos magic and really fuck something up with the multiverse, or it's going to unlock, I think Nightmare, because I think Nightmare is going to be the villain of Multiverse of Madness. So maybe that her reading the Darkhold may kind of connect to him, that connects to her, and he causes all kinds of sort of stuff, because he was a beast in the comic book himself. And usually most of the abstract otherworldly demons and spirits and stuff like Dormammu, Nightmare, any of the old ancient magical gods, or even Mephisto, usually they're like, they don't cross over into the main continuity all that much and stay there. because by them running stuff in their own dimensions, the moment they leave, they're all powerful, yes, but the longer they stay outside of the dimension, the weaker they get, type thing. So, or if they ever came in full force, let's say somebody like Dormammu, if he ever came into our reality, he would be like Trigon in DC, where he would be too powerful to fight, so to speak. You would have to destroy reality in order to fight somebody on his level. So I'm assuming something's going to happen with the book. That's why they introduced it. That's going to be your MacGuffin into Doctor Strange 2. Not mad at that at all. I'm glad that we actually seen Wanda in costume. I was kind of worried they wasn't going to do that. Damn good. I like how they made it red and black versus just all red. It's kind of like I'm not going to say it's a sexier version than the comic book outfit, because it's not. Her comic book outfit is damn sexier. It looks like a stripper's outfit almost. But the way they gave it that MCU look, not bad at all. It was kind of like ribbed and stuff like. See, the moment I think of something to say, I just immediately turn it into a sex joke. Now I gotta say it was ribbed for her pleasure. But the way it had that ribbed kind of look to it looked really good. It looked like it fit. When they showed her in the outfit, I didn't think it looked out of place. I didn't think it looked too cartoonish. I didn't think that, like, oh, this is some stupid stuff that I'm seeing. No, it was damn good. I was impressed. Outside of that, it kind of ended exactly the way that I thought it was. You had White Vision and regular Vision. I knew they were going to fight. Was kind of hoping that Paul Bettany would be in the MCU a bit longer and the setup continues. I'm glad to see that. With this and what he did in WandaVision, I always liked him as a character, even before, WandaVision. But he didn't have a whole lot to do. And I've seen him in other movies, and he usually plays that same kind of stoic role where he plays a character that doesn't have a lot to say. He's a damn good actor. Give him something to act, give him something to do. And I'm guessing, or at least for me, the main draw of WandaVision was seeing Paul Bettany do his thing as Vision in a more character role and wondering what the mystery is behind Westview and Wanda and all of that, wondering where that's going. The whole sword business, I really didn't care for. The kids, I really didn't care for. Monica Rambeau, as soon as I heard her name in this, I knew where they were going with that. That's setting up Captain Marvel too. That's just obvious. They even had a little Easter egg scene in that. Like, as soon as I heard her name, I'm like, okay, cool. They're bringing in Spectrum. Honestly, the one thing that I thought was going to happen, I thought that she was going to help Wanda, or like at the end fight Agatha, or at least fight Wanda herself. But that didn't happen. I was kind of weirded out by that. I thought she would kind of help out towards at the end, but no, she's just hustled off by fake Quicksilver and doesn't get to do a whole lot except, yeah, you're the Easter egg. That's all you are. But damn good. I mean, I can't really have no complaints. I mean, if they're going to give her powers, I'm guessing she's going to be Captain Marvel's sidekick in Captain Marvel 2. Honestly, I hope that she becomes Captain Marvel, because I don't like Brie Larson all that much. I think she was fine in the role, but like, I can't be mad at her. But like, because Captain Marvel in certain comic runs is a dick like that. So it's kind of hard to, to like her character. I'm not a huge Captain Marvel fan in the comics. I'm a fan of the way she used to be when she was Miss Marvel, Speaking of stripper outfits, looking at something she used to wear, loved her as that, because she was just like a strong superhero character with a drinking problem, just like Iron Man. And I remember when she had to, when Tony had to sit down and have that conversation with her, like, yeah, you're drunk. Trust me, I know the signs. But if they're going to have Monica Rambeau and Captain Marvel 2, hey, it is what it is. All the better for it. I'm hoping, honestly, that maybe at the end of the movie, she takes over as Captain Marvel, but I doubt they're gonna do that, honestly, because people are gonna see Captain Marvel as Brie Larson, not as Monica Rambeau. The only way I could see them doing that is if they would have to, if Brie Larson didn't want to do the movie anymore, they would probably have to switch it to her or kill her off in some kind of way or make her go missing in the movie. And then she would just pick up the mantle, kind of like how she did with the original Captain Marvel, or Marvel rather. But take it back to WandaVision. It was okay, YouTube. I mean, from what I'm hearing, a lot of people online, I guess, were disappointed by the ending because they had all these theories like, oh, is this how they're going to bring in X-Men? Is this how they're going to do Mephisto? And I guess the show didn't do any of that. So I guess some people were kind of disappointed. And it's like, well, that's your own fault for getting your hopes up. That's why, at least as far as these shows, I don't get my hopes up because I already know the storylines that they're pulling from because I've been reading the comic books since like 87. So it's not surprising me. I don't wonder where they're going because I can kind of picture where it's going because I know the backstories. But I guess a lot of people were, super pissed. But it had a good wholesome ending. I was expecting Marvel to be like, okay, well, the kids make it out, Wanda make it out, but Vision, if they were going to kill Paul Bettany's character, if they were going to kill Vision, this would be the time to do it. So I was expecting them to do that. Like he would fight fake Vision, and then when Wanda drops the hex on the town, hey, he has to go, I didn't think they were going to kill the kids though. And that's the weird part. I don't think the kids are going to be dead completely. I think in that Easter egg scene of her reading the Darkhold, they had the kids scream like, help me, or something like that. I could have swore I heard something like that. So if they do that, maybe the kids' minds are still a part of Wanda, or let's say maybe they're going to be like, well, Nightmare's going to come in and be like, oh, I have the spirit of your kids and, you got to save them. And that's what happens in Doctor Strange. And that's her reason for maybe seeking him out, or her seeking him out to be like, what the hell did you do to Westview? And, that's what I thought was going to happen. I thought Doctor Strange was going to show up at the end and be like, yo, what the hell happened? Let me teach you, let me teach you magic because clearly you don't know what the hell you're doing, But I guess that didn't happen. I think that was the one thing I was disappointed about because I want to see more of Doctor Strange. In the comic books, we don't get him, all that a lot. Except if you read his stories. He pops up now and again, but it's like, unless you're reading a Doctor Strange story, or unless somebody encounters a magical something that they had, that they don't know about, then they'll go see Doctor Strange. But outside of that, you don't see him a whole lot in different events, unless it's something magical related. But show was good. It was a great introduction to the whole Disney Plus new MCU type series thing that they're trying to do. And I know for me, the whole old TV show style format, I didn't really care for that because I grew up watching all those TV shows and they're old as hell. I don't want to see them again, but damn good still. Damn good. It didn't really pick up for me until like episode 4. Like after they got through like the older black and white stuff and then the 60s, 70s and 80s type theme shows. When it started getting into the whole conspiracy with S.W.O.R.D. and what Wanda was up to, that's when the show, I was like, okay, this is cool. I'm liking it more. But if this is going to be like this, then it kind of makes me wonder how the next one, I think, was it Winter Soldier and Falcon, or Falcon and the Winter Soldier? I think that one's going to be a little bit more straightforward. That one looks like it's going to be like a movie, but just broke up into like 8 or 9 parts. I don't think it's going to be as super stylized as WandaVision, but it still gives me hope for what they could do with it. Because they could do a whole lot with that too. Introduce a whole lot of other characters and things like that in the wake of the movies and Endgame and stuff like that to kind of flesh the world out a bit more. With WandaVision, I know the whole thing with Quicksilver, if they wanted to kind of do that to bring in some of the X-Men, or at least instead of just having a throwaway thing, I wouldn't have mind that. I mean, if you could somehow make that work and make it make sense in your universe, then hey, I'm all for it. I'm still waiting to see that Fantastic Four reveal and things like that. Because that was something else I thought that they could, was going to bring in. Because I think one of the sword people was like, "Oh, I know a guy," and I was like, "Oh, okay, they're going to bring in Reed Richards to analyze this little bubble shield." I was kind of hoping they were going to do something with that, but that didn't pan out. You didn't really have a whole lot of forced moments in there either. Honestly, the only forced moments that I saw in there was just with Monica Rambeau and her getting superpowers. It didn't really. Well, I guess you could say it makes sense. But then she wasn't the only one in the bubble or who came and went a couple times. So it's like, why she the only one to get powers when everybody else went through the shield too? So doesn't really make a whole lot of sense there. They just wanted to give her powers to have something else in Captain Marvel too. She has to have a sidekick or something. So that's probably why they're going to bring her in. But yeah, WandaVision was damn good. It wasn't the greatest. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a 10 out of 10, but if you're just looking for something, that can entertain you, it could definitely do that. Unless you just somebody who don't like the MCU, you don't like none of the comedy, you don't like none of the stylized stuff, you don't like how family friendly it is, then yeah, I would say if you're somebody like that, yeah, just don't even watch it. It's not your thing. But if you're somebody who likes a lot of that stuff, whether you like the movies, the comics, or just how the MCU does their movies and their TV shows, then yeah, I would say check it out. Definitely check it out. It's only 9 episodes. It's on Disney Plus, and it's entertaining enough to have everybody talking about it every week. So it has to be damn good in that regard. I'm trying to think of something more to say about it, but what was the guy's name? I don't know if this is his real name or if this is his character's name, but the Jimmy Woo, the Asian FBI guy. I was reading an article online where people were saying like, "Oh yeah, give him a show just about the FBI getting caught up in weird stuff." And I thought about it. I was like, "That'd be cool," but that's Agents of Shield. That's what that was. But if you can do like an X-Files type show and not make it Agents of Shield, do something with that character, do it. Why not? It can't hurt. You can bring in other, like somebody else, have him team up with hacker chick. But then again, that's Agents of Shield. That was Coulson and Daisy. So, I mean, if it were me, I'd probably I'd keep the Asian guy there because he's pretty cool. And I'd probably bring in, what was the name of the chick in the comic book that was a bitch? Maria Hill, the sword chick, Nick Fury's right-hand girl. Have her team up with Jimmy Woo and have him be like not the comedy relief, but play his same character, but have her be like the stiff, extremely logical type person, the tight ass. And I think that could really work. So if they could do something like that and make another show, hey, fine, do it. Why not? Marvel and Disney got that money. Disney needs something right now because Star Wars ain't making it happen. So maybe they can make, TV shows with the MCU and, keeping that up. The Mandalorian, I don't think season 3 gonna be all that good if you keep firing your people. Just saying. Disney gotta, fix all that, all those fuck ups some kind of way. But anyways, fellas, let me stop rambling. That's just my thoughts on WandaVision here. And if you guys want to hear me talk about more MCU stuff, just let me know what to talk about down there in the comments. And we could definitely make it happen. I'm going to try to get videos out at least once a week, maybe twice a week. I know it's been 2 weeks since we did the last video. But we're going to try to get a little bit more regular. It's just there hasn't been really a whole lot to talk about other than just WandaVision. And since I missed last week to talk about that episode, and that was just all complete exposition, it wasn't really a whole lot to talk about other than just be like, "Oh, they are explaining this." It's like, okay, well, you guys don't need to hear my opinion on the explanation. So that's why I didn't do one last week. But we're going to start doing some other stuff here too. Like I know Superman and Lois kicked off. I think they're on episode 2 of that. I'm going to make a video talking about the first 2 episodes with that. And I know The Flash picked up too, so I'm going to check that out and then make a video talking about that too. So maybe between those 2 shows every week, we can get 2 or 3 videos out a week. I'll see if I can't fit that in with everything else that I'm doing. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.